families of color, what should they be looking for as they research an independent school and finding that right fit? Because it is all about fit.
Right.
You know, does this school feel good to you and your family? And
Right.
sometimes you know that as soon as you walk on campus.
Exactly, exactly.
And it's hard to explain sometimes.
Well, you know, like all families, I think we are looking to see where we belong. We're looking to see where our child belongs. And what is the right fit for the child as well as for the family, because if you take your son or daughter to a school and you don't feel comfortable, it's not going to work. So that's the first. You need to also take into consideration the personality of your child, and of course that's going to be different depending on the age at which you begin looking at independent schools. You're not going to know very much if your child is 3 or 4. You know their personality up to that point.
Right.
So, but when you're looking at a high school or a middle school, you generally, know a lot more. You know a whole combination of personality, academics, social, you have more to work with. So you want to begin to network. You want to begin to ask questions. So when you're looking on those websites, you can also always click on and find out what the school's policy is on diversity. They all have diversity policies. You could contact their diversity coordinator and you can just speak very directly as to how many students of color are there, how they handle various situations. You might say to them, my child's never been in this type of school. I'd like to know the type of support that he or she would receive should something occur, or that they feel sort of isolated. And you also want to get a feel, and that person really can help you understand whether the school really is a nurturing place.
So why all the hype though? Why are there so many parents who feel that this is the right choice for them as far as an education is concerned compared to a public school?
I think what we see and what we hear about public schools is overcrowding. My kids don't receive individual attention. They get lost in the shuffle. There's the hype that in the independent schools are for the wealthy. The independent schools are for the highly intelligent, intellectual student, right? The privilege. But also there is the myth that independent schools may not be for the real world. That is not true. I would say in terms of diversity particularly, most of the independent schools, you will find more diversity there than you might find in your local public school, particularly if they have a boarding school element. Some schools, also they have day schools, boarding schools. So, and some have a combination of both. Right. So you may have students from all over the world that your child is going to get to meet, learn other languages, participate in all sorts of activities. The independent schools also will have more clubs, activities, and athletics, and the opportunity for more students to participate in athletics than you would in a public school.
And the arts as well?
Yes.
That's
the arts, the performing arts, as well as art. Most of them have their own theaters, and so students get a chance to play various
art
roles.
Buildings.
That's
How about art buildings?
That's right. And depending on if it's city or in a suburb, is the campus. The campuses tend to be more like college campuses in the suburbs, and in the city, because they have the funding, they are able to have probably nicer buildings than say your local public school is able to have, and so the students really gain quite a bit.